Good evening, everyone. This is Bremster, and I'm going to continue my journey with Alexplorer through Outland. And I'm definitely doing this in the wrong order, because I'm about to do Serpent Shrine Cavern before I've done Karazhan, and there is no way in the original game that you could ever have done that. Let's check my mailbox. So it sold Motive Fire for a lot, Fell Iron Ore for a lot, Adamant for a lot, Corium for a lot, Essence of Earth for a bit, Eternium Ore for a lot, Fellweed for a little bit. So that was some pretty good money. But I am flying to Serpent Shrine Cavern because I had to hearth out of there in order to access a vendor. And just going back to where I was before, I'm moderately comfortable doing that. Hello, Keith. I did enjoy dinner. It was a shepherd's pie and it was very nicely done. But because I'm flying, I am not going to stop for mining or anything. Like, I might if I saw Corium. I didn't see Corium. Like, it may have been Corium, but I didn't see it as Corium. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to do all of the bosses in this raid. I'm not even sure how to do the final boss in this raid, because it used to involve a mechanic where you had to collect objects and all sorts of stuff. So it's possible I'm going to have to rediscover how to do the fight. It's possible I may not be able to complete the raid and I may need to do some study and come back. But that's okay. But directly in front of me there is Serpent Shrine Cavern, which was the 4th raid instance in the... So the first one would have been Gruul's Lair. The second one would have been McTheridan's Lair. You could have done those in either order. Then it would... Karazhan also would... No, Karazhan would have been the first. Then those two, and then this one. And you would have had to have attuned to Serpent Shrine Lair for that to disappear. But there's no attunement left. And the most deadly boss is this one. The lift boss. Because if you step onto the lift while the lift isn't there, or step onto it when it disappears, you can absolutely die to this lift. Because people would zone in and try and sneak their way onto the lift and all sorts of stuff. The lift boss is deadly. And it's also possible with certain things to actually fall through the lift. Because it goes down faster than falling speed. And the weird thing is, if you die, you've got it, everyone has to do the lift boss, and then there's another lift boss to get into, or another lift to get into the instance. So getting into Serpent Shrine, which is timed so that you always miss that lift. I forgot that. It is, these lifts are done in cycles, so the lift will either, no, I think it's done in cycles so that like 1 in 3 that you will always just miss that lift or something. It was always a bit weird. Welcome to Serpent Shrine Cavern. This was a 40-man raid boss, or 40-man raid, and was 25-man raid, I'm not sure. 25-man raid, and quite tricky. Mark of the Illidari, I forgot about these. Oh, I think you could get flasks from those. And the Coilfang armaments, which used to be a great way of getting rep, but don't work anymore. Coilfang armaments used to be worth a lot, but they obviously aren't a thing anymore. And you'd need to try and be careful about the pulling of those colossi as well. Pattern, Boots of Blasting. Not worth anything. Bremic already knows it, so completely useless to me. You can see here that my tailor already knows it. Here's the first boss. I farmed this one for ages on my Paladin because this guy drops... I thought this guy dropped the chest piece I wanted. No, he drops those shoulders. No, it's not those ones. It's... He dropped something I wanted that was plate. Yeah, maybe not. And the trick was always to pull these so you could clear them without pulling the boss.
It's too far away. I need to get closer.
I cannot allow that to interfere.
Well, there's the plate shoulders. Interesting. Now this dungeon has multiple paths through.
It's too far away. Out of range.
I have the power. Multiple paths through this dungeon, but I'm going to take the one that our guild used to do. I think it was this way. When Felinae was in charge. She still kind of is. Man, she's been guild leader for over 15 years. Pattern, Boots of Utter Darkness. Why are those ones listed as being worth more?
I need to get closer.
Man, I haven't been in here for so long. I don't remember this. I mean, I remember this, but I can't tell you what the next boss is or how the mechanics work or anything. I remember the final boss had some special tricks to it. And I remember coming through here with the guild. Some of these pulls were quite tricky. We had to hug one side or something to not pull multiple packs. So with this one, we had to be careful not to pull that pack as well.
I don't have a target.
And I think we'd actually end up getting a warlock to do some of the... Oh, this is a boss, I think. So that's not... This isn't a pack. This is the boss. Man, I had forgotten. And there was a special mechanic here. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was that AoE, and the melee would have to run out.
What have you done? I am the master. Do you hear me? I can't contain him.
Oh, no. Transformation.
Kill me. Force.
Oh, bloody tokens. Oh, use. Create a class set item appropriate to your... Ooh. Not an upgrade, though, which is strange, isn't it? Oh, because it's for your specification, and I'm running... But I should have been looking at the other gear. Like, I got a plate piece of gear earlier. And those...
I need a target.
Those shoulders are upgrades. Got to pay attention to what gear drops. So the next boss is Fathom Lord Krathris. Boots of the Protector. Oh, 500 ethereal credits. That means I can buy the pauldrons.
It's too far away.
Oh, the water boss. Yeah, there was a lot of line of sighting or something on this one.
It's too far away. I'm out of range.
Oh no, this isn't the one I was thinking of. No, it's the next one is the one I was thinking of. No, don't remember this boss at all. Probably... World Breaker. That's a cool looking hammer. $20 crit strike. Spell power.
I need to get closer.
No, it's not Lagon. There's a lot of other water bosses. This is Serpent Shrine Cavern. No, it's Tidewalker is the one I'm thinking of. I should try Last Epoch again at some point. But there's a lot of other stuff I want to try as well. Like, I'm really thinking... Here he is, Morrigram Tidewalker. I can't remember how he worked. There was something to him. And there was something about trying to clear as many of the Murlocs as possible before you pulled the boss. Because you couldn't handle the Murloc packs as well as the boss at the same time. I mean, he's just going to be a tank and spank, but I don't remember what his mechanics actually were. Oh, that's right. He would entomb people. So he would grab like 4 or 5 people or something.
Currents of Aegean.
Talon of Ashara. Shell of Tide Calling? Cool. Cool looking weapon.
I need to get closer. This was always considered to be one of the worst instances, like not the worst instance in Burning Crusade. One of the Burning Crusade instances raids is considered to be the worst raid ever created, and this is not it. But this was never very popular. I actually quite liked Serpent Shrine Cavern, although the final boss was really hard, like really hard. Boiling water. And you'll notice the boiling water scales. So it's actually hurting me. Can I actually fish up Leviathan? Yeah, the lurker below. Yes, I can.
I need to get closer. It's too far away.
Uh-oh. Oh, crap. I might be not able to kill him. I can't get back. Because the water bolts always hit me.
Target. I'm out of range. It's too far away.
Okay. Is that better? No. No, that is not better. Neither of those. But that is the lurker below done. And now the question is, am I capable of doing Vash? Because I don't remember the mechanics. Because it used to be, the way Vash used to work was mobs would spawn around the outside. So Vash was very much a mob spawning fight. And mobs would spawn on the outside, and I think they were elementals, and the elementals would drop a core, and whoever was holding the core couldn't move. and they would need to throw the core to someone else in line of sight, but they would drop out of line of sight in the boss, and you would need to throw them to someone else, who would then throw them to someone else who was in line of sight of Vash, and use them on Vash to break the effect. So you could see Vash, who's the final boss up ahead. This bridge effect, by the way, is really cool. And the way it would work is on this stair area, which I'm about to go on to.
Water is life.
Water is life.
A rare commodity here in Outland. A commodity that
So,
alone shall
for example, the mobs that would drop the cores
highborn, and the time has come at last.
would spawn like down here, and whoever picked up the core from the mob couldn't move, and they'd have to throw it to someone up the top, or even part way because of range, who would then have to throw it to someone at the top, who would have to then throw it to someone part way to Vash, who would then have to throw it to someone at Vash, so that the person at Vash could use the item to break Vash's shield. But I don't know how it works solo. It's possible that she's just a tank and spank now.
The time is now. Leave none standing.
So she's immune to damage. And there's an enchanted elemental. And I have to stop the enchanted elementals from getting to her.
It's too far away. I'm out of range.
Oh, this could be tricky as a paladin.
I don't have a gun.
Right, there's the mob I need to kill. Who drops a tainted core. It's possible that the effect that is happening from them reaching her is just not important anymore. And she's still immune to damage. So, yeah, all of these mobs spawning. It's down there. So you can now move with the tainted core. That's the difference. And she's getting more and more powerful, but I don't think it matters. At least I hope it won't matter, because I'm not out leveling her a lot.
out of range.
Over there.
It's too far away. It's too far away.
Yeah, she's gotten way too big. Coil Fang Striders. Come on, die. Thank you. So the Strider is what feared me.
It's too far away.
There it is.
I'm out of range.
You may want to take.
Got her.
I am sorry.
Potentially an upgrade if I put... So that was Serpent Shrine Cavern. I like that dungeon. I always have.
All prices here are reasonable. Remember the lessons of the past.
About a week from now, Chip.
Good fortune. Favor the road traveled by few.
Dionis Haka.
Krona kai Christor. Do not lose faith.
Arcanon Poros. Be well. The Naru have not forgotten us. Safe journey.
May the light embrace you. Dionys Aka.
Talk to me! Hurry back!
Now, I'm curious. World's End Tavern is what I'm looking for.
What brings you here?
There used to be someone here. It's not Harris Pilton.
Valore Delinar.
These used to be really popular.
Time is of the essence.
Can I help you?
Okay. The way for me to get to Caverns of Time is not to use the way that used to exist. It's to take the portal to Stormwind. And then one of the portals in this room is a portal to the Caverns of Time, right at the end.
It's too far away.
And I think this is the first time of me going down into the Caverns of Time. I probably should have done this on a mount, because originally the Caverns of Time was open, sort of. When the Caverns of Time first opened, you could only do it by riding. They did add the flight pretty soon, but they opened the Caverns of Time during... The Caverns of Time was open during Classic, I think. I may have come down here while I was doing the Classic run. Yeah, follow the Custodian of Time around the caverns. Greetings, Alexplorer. I will guide you through the cavern. Please try and keep up. We do not know if the Caverns of Time has always been accessible to mortals. Truly, it is impossible to tell, as the Timeless One is in perpetual motion, changing our timeways as he sees fit. What you see now may very well not exist tomorrow. You may wake up yesterday and have no memory of this place. It is strange, I know. Most mortals cannot actually comprehend what they see here, as often what they see is not anchored within their own perception of reality. Follow me, please. There are only two truths to be found here. First, that time is chaotic, always in flux, and completely malleable. And second, perception does not dictate reality. As custodians of time, we watch over and care for Nosdomo's realm. The Master is away at the moment, which means that attempts are being made to dramatically alter time. The Master never meddles in the affairs of mortals, but instead corrects the alterations made to time by others. He is reactionary in this regard. For normal maintenance of time, the Keepers of Time are sufficient caretakers. We are able to deal with most ordinary disturbances. I speak of little things such as rogue mages changing something in the past to elevate their status or wealth in the present. These tunnels that you see are called timeways. They are infinite in number. The ones that currently exist in your reality are what the Master has deemed as trouble spots. These trouble spots may differ completely in theme, but they are always share a cause, that is, their existence as a result of some temporal disturbance. Remember that should you venture inside one. This timeway is in great disarray. We have agents inside right now attempting to restore order. What little information I have indicates that Thrall's freedom is in jeopardy. A malevolent organization known as the Infinite Dragonflight is trying to prevent his escape. I fear without outside assistance, all will be lost. Follow me, please. It's really hard to read that when you're reading a line and like 6 lines get added to what you're reading, so you've got to find where you were up to. We have very little information on this timeway. Sart has been dispatched and is currently inside. The data we have gathered from his correspondence is that the Infinite Dragonflight are once again attempting to alter time. Could it be that the opening of the Dark Portal is being targeted for sabotage? Let us hope not. Follow me, please. There's a lot of dungeons here now. There used to be 3. Now there's, what was that, 11? Wasn't it Cyndi Lauper? Eventually? I think she's the one who popularized it. This timeway collapsed and reformed. The result was Stratholm of Yore. What could possibly be happening inside? We will find out next expansion. The timeways are currently ranked in order from least catastrophic to most catastrophic. Note that they are all classified as catastrophic, meaning that any single one of these timeways collapsing would mean your world would end. We only classify them in such a way so that the heroes and adventurers that are sent here know which timeway best suits their abilities. Follow me, please. I don't like to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. All we know of this timeway is it leads to Mount Hyjal. The Infinite Dragonflight have gone to great lengths to prevent our involvement. We know next to nothing, mortal. Sandormi is currently attempting to break through the timeway's defences, but has thus far been unsuccessful. You might be our only hope of breaking through and resolving the conflict. Worst raid ever. Our time is at an end, Alexplorer. I wish you luck. I would wish you luck if such a thing existed. Hopefully you have now a better understanding of what is expected of you. Old Hillsbrad. To the west is the timeway to Hillsbrad of the past, 7 years to be exact. Forces are working against the Horde Warchief, Thrall, attempting to prevent him from ever escaping Durnhold Keep. If Thrall never escapes, this world, as you know it, will cease to exist. Gather a group of adventurers and take the timeway to Old Hillsbrad. 2 of our agents await you inside. Speak with Erosian on the other side.
Congratulations.
I will also take the Black Morass quest, which I should have read. So the Black Morass quest is to... The Infinite Dragonflight have abandoned all pretense of subtlety. They plot to destroy the Guardian, Medivh, and prevent the Dark Portal from ever opening. While outwardly this may appear a boon to the forces of the Alliance, it is actually catastrophic and will result in your world ending. You must venture through the timeway leading to the Black Morass. Go west and then south. Past my future self until you reach a tunnel that houses the swamp specimens. Cross over and speak with Sart. I believe these ones are all from different... No, that's Battle of Mount Hyjal. Oh, good lord. 7 vials were drawn from the Well of Eternity by Illidan. He poured 3 into the lake on top of Mount Hyjal, and a second Well of Eternity was created. For years, the rest were believed lost. With the opening of the Dark Portal, we've come to know that he gave 1 to each of his lieutenants, Kael'thas and Vash. Retrieve what remains of them. We will need them as foci to open a gateway to any events tied to Mount Hyjal, recent or ancient. The outcome of Battle of Mount Hyjal must be preserved. This is one of the original quests to attune to...
I protect the sands of time.
to attune to the Battle of Mount Hyjal. Now, I am looking for Old Hillsbrad Foothills, which is through here. Dragon Soul is from Cataclysm. Hour of Twilight is from Cataclysm. End Time is from Cataclysm. Old Hillsbrad Foothills, Mount Hyjal are from... and Black Morass are from Burning Crusade. And the Culling of Stratholme is from Lich King and Well of Eternity. I'm not sure where Well of Eternity is also from Culling of Stratholme, Well of Eternity, and Hour of Twilight are from Wrath of the Lich King. Whoa. My dungeon difficulty had been reset. Oh no, welcome to the Escape of Dunhold Heroic. That's what I wanted. And interestingly enough, Hillsbrad Foothills, the zone that is no longer really exists in World of Warcraft. I mean, it does. Terran Mill has been taken over, but this is the zone as it used to exist, kind of. Our worst fears might soon be realized. The forces at work behind this temporal disturbance are a new flight of dragons known as the Infinite. We do not know where they came from or why they are destroying timeways. In this pocket of time, they have kidnapped Teresa Foxton, daughter of Tamis Foxton, the secretary of Aedelas Blackmore, ruler of Durnhold and overseer of all internment camps on Azeroth. It was Teresa who created the original diversion at Durnhold, allowing Thrall to escape. Now the Infinite have captured Teresa. The diversion will not happen without our involvement. You must use the incendiary devices that I give you. Where are we up to? And burn down the internment lodges. Travel to Durnhold Keep and set 5 incendiary charges at the barrels located inside each of the internment lodges using the pack of incendiary bombs given to you by Erosian. Speak to Thrall in the basement prison of Durnhold Keep when you have the internment lodges set ablaze. You can actually go to South Shore down here in this dungeon, and there are famous NPCs from the history. I mean, this is Terran Mill before it was taken over by the Horde, but there are famous NPCs from the history of World of Warcraft talking about historical events or planning historical events from World of Warcraft in the South Shore Inn while you're doing this. It's really cool. So there's South Shore, how it used to look. That's pretty much how it looked in Classic. And then after Cataclysm, it was ruined. But this is not what Durnhold Keep ever looked like, even in Classic. Durnhold Keep was a ruin in Classic, but in this, it's intact. I remember we were blown away by this dungeon when it first started because of the whole concept of, wow, they're telling stories in a different way. think we used to just drop down. It's not the barrel. That's the barrel. Blow up the barrel, blow up the barrel. I have a barrel full of what makes things go boom. I thought one of the barrels was not near the front. Maybe it's random.
Congratulations.
You there! Fetch water quickly! Get these flames out before they spread to the rest of the keep! Hurry, damn you!
There's Lieutenant Drake.
I know you must, and I mean to put an end to it. Permanent.
Cool book as an offhand. Curious, I don't think I ever really explored this place. There's a bed up here? Because we always did it as a group and everyone was just eager to get it done. Oh, let's go get Thrall.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish?
You are friends of Taretha, so this is her new plan. Very well then.
Loktar.
I have plans for my people, stranger. One day they shall overthrow their oppressors and rise as one. They will break free from the bonds that hold them, and from that uprising shall be born the Orcish horde. We shall leave when you are ready.
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish? Very well then. Let's go.
Let's go! Oh, that's right, he got to get his stuff.
I will not waste this chance. I will seek out my destiny. This day is long. Out of my way! Loktar, friend. What is it you wish? A rider approaches.
Yes, yes he does.
Thrall, you didn't really think you would escape, did you? You and your allies shall answer to Blackmore, after I've had my fun.
Guard!
Guard!
Loktar, friend. What is it you wish?
What do you mean by this? Is Taretha in danger? The situation is rather complicated, Thrall. It would be best for you to head to the mountains now before more of Blackmore's men show up. I will do no such thing. I simply cannot leave Taretha in danger while I ride off to the mountains. I am Nelka. Where is she? Terran Mill.
Terran Mill lies just west of here, since time is of the essence.
I will duplicate a horse.
Let's ride.
And in order to be fair on people who didn't have epic speed riding, though by this point, how could anyone not? He's only on a 60% speed mount. Good one, Keith.
Loktar, friend.
Heron Mill lies beyond these trees. The commotion at Durnhold should give us a little time to find Teresa before the entire countryside is flooded with human soldiers. Let's check the nearby barn, then head into town. There was an interesting thing. If you did this as certain races, you would get transported into a different race, and I can't remember what they were, because certain races didn't exist in the world back then. Young Blanchy. Remember Blanchy from Westfall? Here's Blanchy before he was old Blanchy. I don't think Old Blanchy exists in the current Westfall, but he did on when I played on Turtle. She's not here.
I would not waste this chance. I will seek out my destiny.
Teresa must be in the inn. Let's go. He doesn't really give you much of a chance to rest.
Strangers, you have given me hope.
Thrall, you escaped! Teresa, what foul magic is this? Come on.
Hello.
Thank you for helping Thrall escape, friends. I can only hope that you can help me as well. I awoke this morning to find myself trapped in this magical prison. A strange wizard told me I would have to stay here a while. Strange wizard? Yes, friends, the man was no wizard of Dalaran. His clothes looked quite foreign. His accent was unfamiliar. All he could mumble was about the time, that. You have to find that wizard and convince him to release me. We'll get you out, Teresa. Don't worry. I doubt the wizard would wander too far away.
Travel is
Come outside and face your fate.
What
Who or what
was that? I remember that.
Aretha's life hangs in the balance. Surely you care for her. Surely you wish to save her. There you are. I had hoped to accomplish this with a bit of subtlety, but I suppose direct confrontation was inevitable. Your future, Thrall, must not come to pass. And so, you and your troublesome friends must die.
I need to get closer.
Enough! I will erase your very existence! The Master will not be pleased!
Thank you. Thank you. I'm free. Thank you all. I'm glad you're safe, Teresa. None of this would have been possible without your friends. They made all this happen.
Congratulations.
Thrall, I've never met these people before in my life.
Then who are these people? I believe I can explain anything to you if just what happened. All they should remember now is what really would be like if without the attempted temporal interference. Well done. Thrall will journey on to find his destiny. And Teresa? Her fate is regrettably unavoidable. Goodbye, Teresa. I will never forget your kindness. Oh, that was Thrall. They call you a monster, but they're the monsters, not you. Farewell, Thrall. You have done a great thing, Alexplorer. Alas, the young war chief's memory of these events must be as they originally were. And the only way out of here, really, is probably to Hearth.
You wish to buy? Trade? May your days be long.
And if I'm going to do Black Morass, which I probably should, I want to portal to Stormwind. Then portal to Caverns of Time. Then fly down. While I'm doing this, I'm just going to quickly get a drink. I've always been sour on Black Morass, not because of the fact that it's not a great dungeon, and it's not, but the first time I did it, we were phenomenally undergeared. So we were still trying to learn how the dungeon worked and everything, and we spent probably an hour and a half doing it and doing all the waves. You're about to see how the dungeon works, and finally getting through it. And we finally killed the boss at the end, and we did a roll at the end. The healing staff dropped, and I was the healer. And we were using the loot system at the time. So what would happen is you'd have a pass, need, or greed roll. Everyone else passed. I rolled need on the staff. because we were in voice chat and everything, and we were turning her, and it was a guild group. I rolled need, and you could see in the chat, it turned around and it went, Bremick rolls need, and I don't remember what I rolled. Everyone else passed, and it gave the staff to someone else. And it was like, I think it gave it to a rogue who couldn't even use it. And it was like, are you kidding me? Indeed, if the orcs ever make it to Azeroth, the Alliance will never form. Eventually, civil war will break out, further weakening the human kingdoms. Ultimately, the Burning Legion will invade Azeroth, destroying it in the absence of any defenders. Beyond this gateway, this timeway, the Guardian, Medivh, feverishly works to open the dark portal. Scattered across the morass, rifts will materialize. Infinite will pour out of the rifts and attempt to destroy Medivh's shields and, ultimately, Medivh. Kill their rift lords and leaders. Do this until Medivh succeeds. Sart, inside the black morass of Caverns of Time, has tasked you with defending Medivh until he succeeds in opening the dark portal. So, one of the cool things about this is we actually had to protect Medivh in opening it, because while this looks like Swamp of Sorrows, this isn't Swamp of Sorrows, because where we are is, and this is another really cool part of the storytelling, where we are, first of all, I'm going to get in combat with a lot of mobs because of the fact that they're just all around. Oh, those mobs are lower level. Where we are isn't... see that? That is a version of the Dark Portal. Where we are is what becomes Blasted Lands.
The time has come. Gul'dan, order your warlocks to double their efforts. Moments from now, the gateway will open, and your horde will be released upon this ripe, unsuspecting world.
So these portals will open, and we have to kill the Rift Lords. When you kill a Rift Lord, the portal will close and another portal will open. But unlike most instances, we don't know where the portal is going to open. There's, I think, 5 possible locations for a portal. And the longer you take to kill the Rift Lord, the longer the portals will stay open. Sorry, the longer that you take to kill the Rift Lords, the longer the portals will stay open. And the longer the portals stay open, the more mobs will come through them. So if and these Rift Lords and stuff were actually quite tricky, so you'd be fighting them and then ads would spawn through the portals. It's not really much of an issue while I'm doing it, because I'm killing them quickly. But if you're, taking even 20 seconds to kill them, you will get waves of ads coming through the portals. And this one is going to be a boss. Every 6th wave is a boss. Then you get a little bit of recovery time. And this is the whole instance. We then do 5 more Rift Lords and then another boss. And then 5 more Rift Lords and then the final boss. It's kind of a woo-hoo kind of instance. But what really soured me on it was having that loot bug after we'd spent ages and It wasn't a rare item, but it wasn't a common item. And the first time in here, I got the item that I wanted, and it took me, I think, 7 more runs to get it. And there's no real loot in here apart from the boss drops, and there's not a lot of trash, so there's not a lot of rep, and it's just running back and forth, and it's just not a pretty instance, and it's long. Like, it doesn't seem it because I'm one-shotting everything, but it's actually quite a long instance. It's like, ugh. I didn't mind it. It was just, as I said, it was okay. I was just really soured on it. And one of the things that really sucked about it, and this comes up again in this expansion, is if you fail the boss, you have to do the 5 waves leading up to the boss again. And some of these bosses, like this one, were quite tricky. Quantum Blade and Millennium Blade. That looks cool. That looks cool. That does look cool. That's a cool looking sword. I like the look of the Millennium Blade. I think I actually prefer the Millennium Blade to what I'm wearing. I may change.
Shop, browse, smell. Beware of Yeti.
Oops. Oops. And these are the waves of mobs that would come through and attack Medivh if you didn't kill the Rift Keeper. The waves of the mobs would come through and they wouldn't attack you, they would go for Medivh. So you had to protect Medivh. Which is the point. As they said, you need to protect Medivh until the portal is opened, and that's what you'd have to do. And I got distracted. No, because items that dropped were considered soulbound. And what soulbound means is they can't be traded. So you'll see this on a lot of the items I've got here. They say soulbound under the name. Soulbound means you cannot actually hand them over. And that's why rolls and stuff like that were important. Actually, it may have been, there was some sort of bug, like it went to the wrong person and couldn't be traded. There was a trade, I think, for a limited time. It might have been before there was a trade. Like after a while, there was a trade for a limited time, or it might have been that. But it was completely bugged, and the item went to the wrong person and couldn't be traded, and it was just something went really, really wrong. And yeah, it was like, I ended up logging a bug ticket with Blizzard and they just said there's nothing we can do.
Those who do not embrace this freedom shall become victims of its passing.
I am grateful for your aid, champions. Now, Gul'dan's horde will sweep across this world like a locust swarm. And all my designs, all my carefully laid plans will at last fall into place.
I am grateful. Okay. Orcs of the Horde, this portal is a gateway to your new destiny. Azeroth lies before you, ripe for the taking. Gul'dan speaks the truth. We should return at once to tell our brothers of the news. Retreat back through the portal. And the item I wanted for my priest was this one, Epoch Mender, I think. Yeah, because those aren't the original stats of Epoch Mender. I don't think, but I'm pretty certain it was Epoch Mender I was after. Yeah, it was Epoch Mender. It was this staff, and yeah, very annoying. Anyway, so that's it. So while we're dealing with Medivh,
May you find what you seek.
I suppose it's time.
Be kind to those less fortunate.
Oh, return to Sart in the Black Morass. Okay. I forgot to do that. Oops. Let's do the ride down. The way it used to be, to give you an idea of the size of this place.
King's honor, friend. Go with honor, friend.
There also used to be a place through here that you could go to where you could basically fall through the world. Not sure if it was there that you could get up on the ledge and then go through and fall through the world. There were a couple of places through here that were that dangerous.
Hello.
Oh, you can do cinematics here. That's cool.
Here there. Up with you.
Time Lost Baubles. Huh. Wow, that's a 1,000 time warped badges. Apparently Bremick has them.
Watch your back.
What are you looking for? Dabu.
I am listening.
That's a cool looking sword. Yeah, yeah, it was some weird loot bug. It was bloody annoying. I also need a name for the for my spellcasting druid for when I play Legion Remix. I'm not sure what I want to call it. Nope.
Tis a good day for a bit of buying.
Trying to decide if I want that or that. That's a sword similar to what I already have. That's a sword similar to what I already have, just smaller. I mean, it's kind of cool, but eh. Similar with that. I mean, that's tempting, but I've already got Zalatath. That's cool as well. But, eh.
Now don't you be gone too long.
I imagine Legendary is going to be gone immediately. Legion Lady probably as well. I think that's Karazhan right in front of me, which is where I'm going. I want something that is more Moonkin bait. And no, I don't want any puns on Fel. I can't even remember what my original Moonkin were called. I should check. Can I search over here? I don't know. They're probably still in guild, but they haven't been logged on forever.
can I do for you? Safe travels.
No, I'm not going to wait. Ladies and gentlemen, to the Tower of Karazhan. This dungeon is so good. This is possibly the best raid dungeon they ever designed. Ah, guests of the Master, I hope you've been watching your step in here. Midnight is Achuman the Hunter's personal mount. I've never seen a faster, stronger, or more mean-spirited horse, and her rider is even more temperamental. Everyone keeps their distance from her, lest they get a hoof upside the head from a Midnight or a beating from Achuman. I believe... Oh, I don't have Midnight. Why haven't I been farming? Oh, no, I think Midnight is from Return to Karazhan. I've got the Fiery Warhorse, which drops from Achuman the Huntman. I don't have Midnight, but I've got the Fiery Warhorse, which I've used. This is the one that drops from in here. Here's Midnight.
Perhaps we manifest yourselves a bit more. Let's disperse this petty rant. Always knew. Someday I will become the hunted.
Now, what you can do is you can clear these mobs. No one ever did, because this was a long fight, because 5 mobs took a while to access the blacksmith, although you needed to have a certain rep to do it. Now, one of the things about this dungeon is there's secret passageways and stuff, or not secret, but there's back passageways and everything all the way through this dungeon. It's insane. I farmed that boss for ages for the mount. And one of the nice things about this dungeon was the the mount dropped from the first boss, because this place is insane. Greetings, travellers. I have been instructed to treat any bearer of a key to Karazhan as an honest guest of the Master. Feel free to ask any questions you wish of me. How may I assist you? This is the Tower of Karazhan, and residence to my master, Medivh. As a humble doorman, there is little else I can explain to you. All inquiries regarding Medivh should be directed to Morose, the tower steward. I myself know very little about the master's business. I believe several nobles are currently having an audience with Morose in the banquet hall, if you wish to inquire further. From here in the gatehouse, you may travel in one of 3 directions. The stairs behind me lead to the grand ballroom, where guests are currently being entertained. I'm sure you can smell the nearby stables, and the entrance to the servants' quarters lies next to the gatehouse doors. That's a good point. We should go down into the servants' quarters. As I said, there are so many things you can do in this place. Hello, Hastings. Damn all these vermin. I don't suppose you can help me with this situation. The damn spiders, the endlessly screeching bats, and those blasted demon beasts have all taken residence in the servants' quarters. It's not safe to walk around anymore, especially when the big ones come out of hiding. Oh yeah, I've never seen them personally, but sometimes I hear them in the distance. Keep a watchful eye out for them if you venture inside. So this was what was known as the optional boss. And I believe there were 3 different bosses that could spawn. So there was a spider boss, a bat boss, and possibly a warg boss. And you would never know which one you would get. And they would each drop different items, but they would be raid level gear of the something. So normally raid level gear. So gear is like, as you can see, Bone Shredder boots of the Aurora. Aurora being primary stats and then the haste and versatility. And normally raid gear would be itemized specifically. But these bosses down here in the basement would drop epic level random loot. So sometimes it would be terrible and other times it would be amazing. And you would never know until you got here. And it was always really weird. And very few people did this after you did it the first time because the chances of getting good loot were really low. It took a long time to clear this place. It was really hardcore to kill. So you would be doing a lot of stuff for no guaranteed loot, no progress through the dungeon.
I'm out of range.
Hey, P-Dom. That's the way I try and play. That's what I'm doing here. I'm going through Outland trying to do basically all of it. And with Legion Remix, which I'm still considering whether I want to play, I'm planning on doing the same thing. Actually going through and doing, here is the rare, Skittith the Glider. So I got the bat. And there it is, of the Fire Flash. I'm thinking of doing a boomkin. It'll probably just be a night elf, because boomkin. And I don't have any of the new allied races. No. Come back to me, my soul trader friend. Karazhan music is some of the best music in the game. I think the only music that competes is Pandaria. I think Pandaria had some of the best music in the game. Yes, I'm on loop music. Excellent. Those valets were really hardcore. They were rough. I don't need to be this careful. Like, I just don't. But years of habit. I'm really worried I'm going to have no idea how to do the chess event. So, this boss was brutal. You used to do this in a 10-man raid, and there are 5 bosses, and each of them had their own different abilities. One was a healer, one was a ranged caster, one was basically a tank, and you would have to take them all down and deal with them with only a 10-man raid. This was hard at the beginning.
Unannounced visitors. Preparations must be made.
Particularly considering one of them put a really bad bleed on you. Like, really bad. Now let's go explore one of the passageways that no one ever did. So these are the kitchens. No one ever did the kitchens because there's nothing in here. Now down there, you can see that's the servants' quarters down there where I was fighting some of the mobs. The spiders and bats. But there's also this back way out, which you will recognize. Down there is where I fought Midnight. So this is... another part of the servants' quarters. Again, no one ever did this. Like, people would have explored it the first time through and then never come here. Because the only thing in here is trash. It doesn't lead anywhere. There's no reason to come here. There's no bosses. And if I go down these stairs, that is the blacksmith where I was before. These were the stairs that I didn't go up before. And this is the thing about Karazhan. It was one of the few instances that actually felt like a real place. Now, I think there may have been a quest at one point to come and deal with Bennett, but it was a late stage quest for one class or something. I don't have the time for idle chit-chat. And it may have been actually for a later expansion. Like, that's how weird this entire zone is. Like, Karazhan is crazy. But it's such a pretty place. So we're back at the banquet hall. I remember it took our raid group a couple of weeks to first down Atcham the Huntsman downstairs, which was a 3-phase fight, but it took us, I think, like 3 or 4 weeks to first down Morose. Like, that was a hard fight. Now, again, I'm going to places that you don't need to. Around the back here is completely pointless. There's no reason to come here. But there's a servant's access door here that's locked, and I can't remember. There was a way, I think after you do a certain thing it becomes unlocked, and it's a back way in to somewhere, and I can't remember what. This party is pointless. Those foolish nobles will never get to see Medivh. Can't they see this? I should have just stayed in Darkshire with my family instead of wasting my time here. There's like just a balcony overlooking... I think there will be a way back here that I can open up later. This is really the one dungeon in the entire game that feels like it's actually a place, because most of them are linear. Like you've got places like the dungeon in Silverpine Forest, which is Shadowfang Keep. Shadowfang Keep feels like a place, but many of them don't. But even that is like the thing with Shadowfang Keep is it's very linear. Like the passageways, there's a little bit of diverting you can do, but it is incredibly linear. This place is less linear than most. I mean, it is linear, but less than a lot. Like, here is the guest chambers. And where I'm going now, this is a pointless way to come. Because if I come all the way down here, I'm going to find myself back in the basement where all the spiders and everything were. So if you go and clear that way, you can actually skip some of the bosses. So clearing the basement was a way of skipping, if you didn't need it, of skipping Morose. I don't think you could skip Morose because you needed Morose to unlock a door. You needed to kill Morose to unlock a door. But yeah, just all of these back passages and everything, it actually feels like a place. Like the servants need to get up to the guest chambers, which is what this is. So because they needed to get to the guest chambers, there's a passage from the servants' quarters to the guest chambers. Meanwhile, all of these rooms, again, they serve no purpose. There's no reason to kill the mobs in here. I think there was a quest in here once. I think for unlocking Serpentine Cavern, but all of these rooms serve no purpose. There's no bosses in here, but look at the story. What is going on here? Why are there 2 desiccated skeletons on the bed? And there's probably a book somewhere that tells me. or a quest or something that hints to this somewhere in the game. And there's the Maiden of Virtue. What she's doing here, I have no idea. But a couple of these little side rooms in Karazhan are some of the most amazing places you will ever see in World of Warcraft. We'll get to one later, I hope. I think I have to defeat the chess event to get there, so we'll see how we go. So this was one where everyone had to spread out around the room because she would do a beam effect and it would spread out and everything. I don't remember all the mechanics, but I remember it was tricky because the healers would need to have line of sight to everyone. That was a really popular mace. I remember using that. Oh, Lord. Brimster needs a vendor badly. Will the guy in the basement talk to me now? Now that I'm friendly, the vendor might talk to me? Here's hoping. Like, if you look at the map of this place, first of all, look at the number of levels. And I've made it as far as here. There's so many levels in Karazhan. This is one of the most complex dungeons I think they've ever designed. Like, with nooks and crannies and pathways and everything. Ah, crap. Okay, I'm going to have to zone out. Because this is just too much junk.
How are you? See you later.
And there's going to be things in here I miss. So I've done the banquet hall, and now we're heading into probably the place that I always think of when I think of Karazhan. And again, I'm going to go the wrong way. The way to the boss is that way. So welcome to the Opera Hall. Anyone who knows me knows that this is going to be a place that I absolutely adore. And there are 4 possible bosses that you can get here. And they each have their own different boss drops. Greetings, behold one of the finest musical instruments in all of Lordaeron. It is a true honor to perform for the master and all his guests. Take a seat in the audience. I hear a show is starting soon. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the theater. Yes, World of Warcraft has a full-blown theater. In fact, it's got several, but this is my favorite. This is by far the best. And there are mobs through here that you'd pull back into this room because you'd send like a hunter or someone through here to pull the mobs from this area one by one back into the previous room, or these packs, because if you got more than one at a time, oh boy, could that be rough. Gotta kill some mobs before I activate Stage Manager. And this guy will start the show. If I can remember where to go. Don't worry, you'll be fine. You look like a natural. There we go. So which show are we going to get?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this evening's presentation. Tonight, we plumb the depths of the human soul as we join a lost, lonely girl trying desperately, with the help of her loyal companions, to find her way home. But she is pursued by a wicked, malevolent crow. Will she survive? Will she prevail? Only time will tell. And now, on with the show!
Find a way home. The old wizard could be our only hope. Strawman, Roar, Tinhead, will you... Wait. Oh, golly, look. We have visitors. Oh, at last.
Come on, I'll fight you with both paws behind my back.
Now what should I do with you? I simply can't make up my mind.
I could really use a heart. Say, I have yours.
Old rust bucket.
Whoa! To each and every one of you, my...
And the crone fight was quite tricky. Like, they weren't too bad, but the crone fight was tricky because you had to avoid the you had to avoid the fecundity. Oh my lord, that's right. You had to avoid the tornadoes. So that was the Wizard of Oz event. And very soon we will be leaving Lower Karazhan and entering the upper parts of the tower. So yes, we're not even partway through. I mean, we're partway through, but we are, there's a long way to go. It's kind of scary how well I remember this place. I've got another belt of the tracker. Dun, 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 dun. And it's kind of, as we pass through this section, we're kind of leaving Lower Karazhan and entering Upper Karazhan. It's sort of just after this. This is kind of the interstitial phase. Once people were done with Lower Karazhan, there used to be a way of coming through this door, but you can't do that anymore. That instance portal used to be a back way in, but now there's another version of Karazhan, and where that instance portal is now a different version of Karazhan. But what I can possibly show you is the location of Bremik's probable best ever achievement as a healer. But I do want to check something. Yeah, this is the servant's access door. Remember I showed you the servant's access door earlier? To the terrace? That's it. So when you make it this far, you can then come through the back way, which is absolutely awesome. See what I mean by this place is just full of different secret passages and stuff. But this terrace, the Master's Terrace, which is on the outside of the instance, you can land on this terrace outside. But that little blackened urn used to be a quest item you used to have to farm for. So there used to be a very long quest chain to get the blackened urn, which would take you through a lot of different instances and are all around Outland. And it summons a boss. And it was one of the harder bosses in the 10-man instance. It was actually as difficult as the final boss. And it used to be quite tricky on healers. And we did a pull one time. And we had the instance pretty much on farm at this point, but we did a pull, and it was because it was 10 men. There were 2 healers, 2 tanks, and 6 DPS. And one of the healers the other healer, apart from me, died on the pool. He was standing in the wrong spot. The dragon comes down, breathes fire, and he died. And we said, let's see how far we can get. And I solo healed and kept all 9 people alive as a solo healer. It was probably the best healing I ever did, because I was literally, all I did, I wasn't trying to keep people topped up or anything. I was just trying to make sure people didn't die. And it was just amazing. I was using every consumable, every effect I had. I was using potions on cooldown. I was down ranking heals, I think was still possible at the time, to try and make it all work. It was so tricky. And Felinae, who was in the room with me, she was in that raid, said that, like, I was almost turning blue because I was too afraid to breathe because I might push the wrong button while I was breathing. It was so scary. I don't remember this fight now at all.
I'm out of range.
So all of these ads had to be dealt with and all of that, and you had to avoid the breath and all sorts of stuff going on. But back before we fully outgeared it, like we weren't in like Serpent Shrine Cavern loot or any of that sort of stuff. It was all... And I think he actually brings all this stuff back to life as well. So all of this stuff that he's doing would do damage, all of the ads would do damage. I don't remember how this works. Blazing Signet. Oh, it's a quest item. Cool. Don't know what it's a quest item for. Yeah, it's an item for... Okay, yep, it was for that. Cool. I don't really need the upgrades. I should stop looking. But yeah, it was probably one of the best moments I ever had in healing. I'm sure there's other people who go, but I did that all the time. Great. For me, in the gear I had at that time, it was one of the most stressful things I ever did as a healer. Because we were doing heroics, but we weren't easily doing heroics at that point. Like, most of our group weren't in Karazhan loot. Like, we had a few pieces of Karazhan loot, but not a lot. Like, we were clearing Karazhan, but we weren't easily clearing Karazhan. Yeah, it's a good puzzle chip. I like that one. And now we're officially in Upper Karazhan. can't remember how you kill the arcane anomalies. I think they just die over time.
It's too far away.
And you got to be careful while you're clearing the room not to pull the curator. Which I may have done, which wouldn't be too much of a worry.
I need to get closer. It's too far away.
So this guy would explode after a period of time or something?
Is no longer in operation.
I need to get closer.
And the best library in the game. Because one of the things about this library is not only does it have the aesthetic of a library, oh, that's right, the mana feeders I think were immune to magic damage. But there were some of these books on the ground were readable, and so you could loot the books and they would give quite powerful buffs to particular classes and stuff. So you'd be looting the items, like here's one here. You'd be looting the items. So that's a Torment of the Worgen. Break your seal on the book, granting you a chance to deal additional shadow damage on ranged or melee attacks. And you'd be trying to hand them to the correct person.
It's too far away.
To make sure that they were getting the right buffs. Your presence here is interfering with very important work. Please leave at once. Where was I again?
I need a target.
Here, somewhere. I know it. Somewhere in this library is the knowledge I'm looking for. You've been looking for nearly 20 years, dude. You haven't found it now. Now we start getting up to the mana elementals, if I remember correctly. Ah, the arcane protectors, that's right. More arcane protectors. But the library's not done yet. So they do that warp breach and you would need to run like mad because they would do a lot of damage, but they would explode real fast. And we're still not through the library.
I don't have a target.
Now, it was this next room, I think. Yeah, I think it's this room. Yep, here it is. Because, of course, there's a secret room behind a bookshelf. This dungeon is insane.
The ritual is yours, oh great one. The fire boss.
I'll not be tortured again! I'm not finished yet! I have a few more tricks up my sleeve.
Shade of Iran, you used to need to stand in the fire or something. It was one of the weird ones where you need to absorb the fire. I can't remember. We're still in that library.
It's too far away.
turn that off. So this is where we can go down or up, and I think I'm trying to remember which one is the one I want to do. I think up is the one that up is the one that leads to, is it Nightbane? Nether Spire. So many bosses in this dungeon. It's so cool. What's my Violet Eye Rep looking like? Man, I'm nearly honored. And we're approaching the boss that I don't know if I'll be able to do. Now, this boss used to do colored beams, and what you would have to do is people would have to interrupt the beams, and the tank would have to interrupt a beam of one color, a healer would have to interrupt a beam of a different color, and a DPS would have to interrupt a beam of a different color. And if the beams got to the dragon, then they would empower him too much. And you'd have to protect the portals and all sorts of stuff. But I imagine I'm just going to just hit him until he falls down. And now the next event, there's only 2 bosses left. But the next event is one that I'm not sure how to do.
I need to get closer.
I know it's soloable, but it's not your standard boss fight at all. Now, one thing I vaguely remember from this, and this could be quite important, is there's a vendor here. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the chess event. Control your king when you're ready to begin.
Greetings. Careful. You need something? Have a good one.
Oh, good God, there's a time limit.
Hey there. You around?
Sounds fine.
Can I help you? See you later. What can I do for you?
Uh-huh.
So, greetings. For the Alliance. What can I do for you?
Yes, certainly.
Can I help you? See you around. Hey there. Be careful. You need something? The Alliance.
Uh-huh.
He's about to cheat, I think.
The transference strategy. No matter.
He's about to cheat and I need to...
Can I help you? Later. Sounds fine.
Yes.
Perhaps a change is in order.
What can I do for you? Good one. Certainly.
Good day to you. Have a good one. Hello. See you around.
Interesting. The wheels have begun to turn. A strategy. A transference nothing less than perfection will do.
Got it. So that was the chess event. So you saw the library leading up to this, but now we're going to look at an area of this dungeon that very few people actually bothered to explore, because you come into this room and there's these beasts. I'm now honoured with the violet eye, and if you come through here and up those stairs there, that takes you to the final boss. But if you come this way, in here is Medivh's personal chambers. And again, this is an area, there's nothing in here that is relevant to the game. There is no quests that bring you here. There are no, but some of these items do not exist anywhere else in the game, particularly this room. This bed this canopy bed up on a pedestal and stuff is completely unique. And these thrones, there's nothing else like them in the game that I'm aware of. And that, I believe, for a long time, and I'm not sure if it still is, this map of Azeroth was the only hint that there were other continents. Because I believe it always showed this, and it showed the Eastern Kingdoms and Kalimdor and a southern and a northern continent. And it was like, what are those? And that was the only map in the game that showed the continents that didn't exist in the game yet. And of course, this is the bottom of the staircase that I could have come up from over here. But everyone would come up here and they wouldn't go through there because there's no need. They just continue coming up to the final boss. So this is another small terrace looking out over the zone. And you can actually see Zul'Gurub in the distance and Stranglethorn Vale. It's insane, the detail in here.
But there's no reason for this room to exist, but it does. Hang on, am I lost? I am lost. Hang on, where am I? Oh. See what I mean? There's that hidden room in that tower, which has no reason to exist, but it's one of the towers of Karazhan that you can see from outside. This is what I mean. It's just, there's so much detail in this place. But we're almost at the end of it now. Because we go through this corridor right at the top. And we come up onto the Master's Terrace. Or the Nether space. So this is the space on top of Karazhan that doesn't actually exist. And this is the final boss. And as you look up, you see, hang on, where the hell are we? And we're nowhere. This is so good. Did I just get one of the rare items? I already had Malaksen. Malaksen was really, really rare, but the Sun Fury bow is also a really rare item, I believe. So yeah, that was cool to get. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Karazhan. Probably, if I was ever to be asked what my favorite instance in the game is, or my favorite raid in the game to have done at level, it was Karazhan. That entire raid, absolutely glorious. The theming, the mood of it, the going in and doing the lower parts of the tower, which is where the guests were and all the servants lived. And then as you go up through the tower, you pass through the Master's library into his private quarters where everything is just completely and utterly consumed by his experiments and everything. It is just so good. And you come up and you can look out into the world around the tower. It's so, so good. There's nothing quite like Karazhan. It was just beautiful. And the fact that Karazhan, this was in Burning Crusade, but Karazhan had existed in the game since its release. It had just been completely blocked off. So when Karazhan was finally opened up, we'd been playing, wondering what this tower was for years, which I'm sure was part of it. So good. So the mystery of Karazhan finally being unlocked was just such a powerful experience.
May your days be long, and your hardships few.
Fell Lotus, Fellweed, Mana Thistle, Dreaming Glory, Eterni Maw, Adamantite Ore, Terracone, Primal Water, Jagged Pearl, Primal Earth, Primal Life for... what? Making so much gold on this character. So that is Karazhan done. And the next part of the journey is to go into Blade's Edge Mountains. But I'm not going to do it tonight. Just a glorious, glorious thing. There's something just magical about Karazhan.
Warm wishes to you. Be well. May the light embrace you.
Holy shit. These vendor for 8 silver, but people are selling them for 8 silver. I think you just got to sell the cloth. Okay, I just give up and sell the cloth.
Each day is a blessing. Remember the lessons of the past. Open your heart to the light.
Actually, that would have been a thing to do. But all the cloth is gone now. But if you look at... Actually, I don't think I can. But if I send it to my tailor and I turn it to bandages, 2 cloth is worth 4 silver. 1 bandage is worth 30 silver. So I can double my money if I turn it into bandages, but it would take hours to do, and I don't care that much. That was an amazing run. I am so glad to have done Karazhan. Now, I'm moving through the content. There's still a lot to come. So I've still got to do Blade's Edge Mountains, then I'll probably move into Netherstorm, then I'll do Shadow Moon Valley at some point, and I may create a new character to do this. There is the starting zone for the Draenei, although what I might do is I might figure out where the Draenei start, because I've been doing it all on this. So I might create a Draenei and find out where the Draenei actually spawn in. I think it might be over here on Blood Curse Isle. I'm not sure. Or it might be over here on Amberweb Park. I don't know. But somewhere over here on this island, I think it is where when you create a Draenei, they spawn in. It might actually be here. And I will find out where that is, and then I'll come over here and I'll do the Draenei starting quests on this character, like I did for the starting quests for the Night Elves and everything when I was doing those. So I'll do the Draenei starting quests. So I have to do that at some point. So I've still got these 2 zones to do. I've got to figure out how to get there, but I'm pretty certain I can figure that out. I can take a portal to Exodar and then ride there. There's no flying there at all. They've never actually done flying. These are some of the only zones in the game where they've never put flying in. So there is actually no flying on these zones at all. Then I will do I've got a couple of raids and a couple of dungeons to do, but then I've still got to do Shadow Moon Valley, and in Shadow Moon Valley is one of the greatest another great raid, which is the Black Temple. I really love the Black Temple. And then over here on Eastern Kingdoms, there are these were the Blood Elf starting zones that were introduced, and maybe I'll roll a Horde character, a low-level Horde character, just to do these to actually cover those bases. Although I never really did Mulgore, so I might, when I do a Horde character, I might roll one that does these. I don't know, but I might wait until I do the Horde character before I do those as part of the Burning Crusade run through. But up here is the Isle of Quel'Danas, which is part of Burning Crusade, and I will have to do this at some point because we've got Magister's Terrace and Sunwell Plateau here. So there's a whole bunch of stuff to come here as well. So there is a bit more to come. And I'll be playing Wrath of the Lich King the same way as I'm playing this when I'm done with this. So once I'm done with this, I will then head back to Stormwind, and I will take a boat to Borean Tundra, and I'll arrive, I believe you arrive at, no, it's not Westguard Keep, it's in Velgard, I think is where you arrive. I think it's Velgard. and I'll start questing from there. So that's the way I'm going to do it. So once I've finished with Burning Crusade, I'm going to go on, but I'm not going to move. Sorry, when I finish, I'm going to go on to Wrath of the Lich King. And when I'm done with Wrath of the Lich King, I'm going to move on to back to Cataclysm zones. But I'm probably not going to even finish Burning Crusade. I'm definitely not going to finish Burning Crusade before Legion Remix starts, and I'm going to take a pause from this and from my main, which is doing Battle for Azeroth, and do Legion Remix. So I definitely want to do Legion Remix because I figure the remixes are a good opportunity for me to do this in a sort of a bundled zone or a bundled collection of that expansion, because it will literally be just Legion. There will only be Legion there. So I'll be able to do all the Legion quests and everything and not have to worry about all of the other stuff. I won't have to chase professions. I won't have to chase all of those. And I can try and do Legion that way, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm enjoying this, and I'm particularly enjoying it because I'm not worried about latest content. I'm not worried about chasing the timers that Blizzard are putting in front of me. I'm just doing the story that I'm finding in the world that's there. This is a really good way of playing a game, and in the, the 70 sessions I've done, in a timeline like this, I've done this bit here and a little bit in here. I've missed all of this and a lot up here. So I've done maybe, 15 to 20% of a huge stuff in 150 hours. There is so much content here, and it still gives me the opportunity because I'm not playing end game expiring content. Hopefully, who knows, when they do the new expansion, they may mix things up. Some of this may disappear. I don't know. I'm hoping not. But it gives me the opportunity to just do it at my own pace. This is really, really fun. Thank you everyone for watching. It was really good to do Serpent Shrine Cavern. It was really, really good to do the Caverns of Time instances. And it was really, really good to do Karazhan. They were really nice. This was a great stream for just doing instances. Thanks everyone. And as always, good luck finding the stories that make you happy, because boy, did these stories make me happy. Running around Karazhan again just felt good. Thanks everyone. Bye.